Hi everyone, welcome to the next video in our tutorial question demonstration series. In this video, we're going to be having a go at the week 4 tutorial question, question 1, right? So let's have a go at this question. So this question is asking us to essentially calculate some descriptive statistics in Excel using two different methods, right? We're both going to use dedicated Excel formulas to calculate these statistics, but then we're also going to use data analysis toolpack to do this. And then at the end, we're going to compare, work out what the range is between our maximum and our minimum value. And we're going to have a look for some unusual observations that we might find. Okay, so let's have a go. So we're after some statistics for price, bedrooms, and land area. So we're going to start by copying these values into this sheet. So price, bedrooms, and land area. We're going to copy these and paste them over in question 1. We don't need to filter these values here at all. There are no missing values or anything, so we're entirely welcome just to copy them straight over without doing any filtering. Okay. So let's start by copying and pasting these variable names along here, right? Organizing these variables in the same order here will allow us to quickly drag the formulas across to the right, okay? So when we enter in this average formula or this median formula, we can just do it for the price and then drag it across, okay? So let's write the names of these statistics. So we're after the average, the median, the minimum, and the maximum. Okay? Oh, and also the standard deviation. Okay. We're going to use the dedicated Excel formulas to do this. They're written here: average, median, min, max, and standard deviation. So equals average, open bracket, select this price information. Control Shift down allows you to quickly select the values in a column. And we're just going to drag this across to the right. Next, we're going to do this for the median. Again, we're just going to select the values here for the price. We'll do this for the minimum. It's equals min to calculate the minimum. Let's drag the values for the price. Next, we're going to do this for the max, equals max. Select this for the price. And then we're going to use the sample standard deviation formula, stdev.s. And again, we'll just grab the values for the price there. Once we have these, we'll drag these to the right as well. Okay. And now we have some basic descriptive statistics for these variables that we're after, right? Okay, so that's basically address question A. Let's have a go at question B. So for question B, it's essentially asking us to work out the same stuff. So we're after some descriptive statistics as well, but this time we're going to be using data analysis toolpack to do it. Okay. So assuming you've already got data analysis toolpack set up, right? You're going to want to go over here to data, and then on the far right-hand side, under this section here called Analyze, we're going to click on Data Analysis, right? Once we're in Data Analysis, we're going to select Descriptive Statistics and just hit OK. When we fill out Descriptive Statistics, we're going to need to specify the input range. This is basically our data range that we want to put in. We want to select labels in the first row and make sure that we select our column headings, because when we get the output from Data Analysis Toolpack, we want to know the names of our variables. So we make sure we select that first row with our variable names and select labels in the first row. We'll specify our output range. We just want to put this below or to the right, the values that we have on the sheet. If we put this in a disadvantageous place, and it's going to overwrite some of the values there, this this won't be ideal, right? We want to make sure that the output that we get from Data Analysis Toolpack doesn't overwrite anything that's there. And then finally, we're going to select Summary Statistics. Right? So input range, let's select our data. Right? So it's going to be from A to C, our entire variable range. We'll select labels in the first row. We'll select summary statistics, and then our output range will just be somewhere below. So I'm going to select down here, okay? And then we'll just hit OK, right? And now we can see our statistics, right? The second part is, how do these results compare to what we got in our first section? So let's have a bit of a look here. It looks as though these averages are exactly the same, right? It looks as though these other statistics here are broadly exactly the same. The only real notable difference here between these two is that Data Analysis Toolpack will give us much more detailed descriptive statistics. And it was done in a way where we didn't have to use like lots of formulas to retrieve this information. So Data Analysis Toolpack is very useful for us when we want to quickly get a lot of statistics across potentially a lot of different variables, okay? So we'll be using Data Analysis Toolpack more often to help us get these descriptive statistics, okay? All right, the next question here is asking us about our range, okay? So we'll calculate this range using our descriptive statistics here. The range is defined as our maximum minus our minimum. It basically encompasses the span of how spread out our data set is. So we're going to go from the max and then subtract off the minimum and then drag this across. Okay. So we can see the range of house prices here for Perth is about $2.3 million. And our bedrooms range go from 7, right? So the largest house here has 9 bedrooms and the smallest house has 2. So there's a range of 7. And there's a large range here for our land area. It looks like it's about 984,000, okay? So having a look here, the second part here for question C is to consider the land area and identify any unusual observations. It looks as though our maximum is substantially larger than our minimum, right? This is a very large land area for a property in Perth, right? And in fact, if we have a look at our data here, add a filter to this range, and click this drop-down arrow here for our filter, we can see right at the bottom that this one property is considerably larger than all of the other properties that are there, okay? So if we think about this as a Perth housing data set, we need to think, what are some potential explanations for why this one property in particular could be considerably larger, right? Some explanations that come to my mind, right? Maybe this is for some reason the one rural property in Perth, right? That seems unlikely that it'd be a Perth suburb and be this large, right? So I'll leave it up to you guys. Have a look at the data, right? In particular, you can see here in our data set some more information about the property. See if you can work out if this is just a very strange property or if there's something wrong with the data that's here, okay? Do a bit of like verification of the data quality, all right? All right, so we will like leave it there, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.